Okay, that's great. I'm recording on other things too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go away,
Recording
but
her
I'm
as
here if
well.
you need me. Give me a holler.
Thank you, Jamie.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can you hear me?
I think so, yeah. I'm just going to turn you up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
That's good.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I've only done phoners recently, so anyway, the name of the new album, Sermons of the Sinners. That is a great title because it has more than one connotation or meaning.
Yeah, it does. That's true.
Yeah. So, I mean, for example, I know the sinner part of it came from the song of that name and your solo.
Well, that's one thought, but there is other elements to that, really.
Yeah.
Obviously reading in a deeper way. I've become kind of, because of my history and everything around me. I'm quite happy to call myself the sinner, the bad boy, whatever. So the sermons or the songs, for a lot of people will relate, obviously my solo in the song sinner, and make that that connection. But there's probably, if you think about it, like you say, it's quite open-ended, really. Yeah, open for interpretation, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean, if anybody's going to give a sermon on this kind of music, it would be somebody like yourself,
Well, yeah. I am, I'm putting myself on the pedestal a little bit as being the high priest, with dishing out the sermons, and I'm in a good place at the moment, Shelley. I feel really good because I'm really do like everything, that's happening and everything that's come to fruition with this record,
Mm-hmm. Well, I first heard about this project from Tony Newton, who I've known for 25 years or more, and he gave me a heads up about it, I think a couple of years ago. So didn't you kind of start working on this a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I think it's been let me see now. Not the Christmas just gone, but the Christmas before. So I guess it's been probably 18 months since I first sat down and thought, I wonder if I can write a record, and it just came to me so fast, So I had basically all of the songs and the concepts, direction and everything within 4 weeks, all outlined and everything. So that's when I really started to press buttons, and get everything into motion. And at that time, I think that there was an option. If we could have delivered the record up within like 6 months, we could have got out and done some shows, and that's what was happening. And we did have some offers off some shows, back then, but the COVID thing started to dig in a lot deeper, and everything kind of ground to a bit of a halt. So I kind of took the pedal off the metal a little bit, and I thought, okay, what's there is really good, and I like it, but I know with time, manpower, and money, things can always be better. So I afforded myself the luxury, really, of just pulling back and taking stock and just making sure everything was as good as it could be, really. So that's kind of what happened.
From what I did do research, even though I've interviewed you at least twice in the past, back in the 80s and maybe just before you left Priest, but I know that I can tell from the reading I've done, including your book, that you're kind of a perfectionist. You like things just so, right?
True. Yeah, that means I get on a lot of people's nerves. That's why I guess I'm still single at my age, but there you go.
So, well, so it gave you time to even perfect it more, the COVID thing, but I'm interested a little bit in the nuts and bolts of how it did come together, because I couldn't find anything in my research saying like how did you write with other people? How, who are your
Well,
co-writers and things?
no, initially I didn't, because being spread miles apart for a start off, and travel restrictions, we were all kind of, but to start with, it wasn't too bad. But when I didn't know what I had or didn't have in me, because the last thing you want to do is try and present music that isn't very good to other fellow musicians, but know the difference between something being good and something being pretty crap, So, so I kind of got stuck in myself, because I felt the onus was on me in a big way. Do you know what I mean? Having written so many songs, previously over so many decades, I had to like turn the tap on and see what came out, if anything at all, and it came out, and I just ran with it. Then I continued to embellish it, and so I got the other guys together as best I could to do what they could, but everything was kind of demoed, the second stage. But then we were fortunate enough to be able to get Ripper and Sean over, drummer and singer, for a short space of time, and just complete the task, really. So that's kind of what happened, because I did feel that there was the material had a lot of the essential ingredients, like you say, my kind of little switch for quality control. I either like it or I hate it, so it is difficult, and so I didn't know what it would be like either to obviously write with other people after being in such a songwriting trio for so many years, So I thought I wanted to see what I could kind of do myself, But we're already now, the way things are, I'm working up material for the second album, and we'll be doing that together,
Well, so I have two questions that spring from what you said. One is, did you have some of those ideas for the songs, which, by the way, I know the people that have heard the songs know it's great. It's kind of like Back to the Future, it's anthematic, but I just wondered, like, even the titles are great. Did you already have some of those ideas?
The titles, no, I had the title for the album. I had the title for the album, but I didn't really have anything else. But what I did have, and I've always got a stockpile of song ideas. So I did work my way through the ideas that I had that were already there, and I used some of them, maybe 5% to 10%, maybe, and but those ideas, they spur off other ideas, and of course I did feel like I was, in all fairness, pretty fresh, and I guess I must have felt that mentally fresh to be able to do that so prolifically over such a short period of time, and I found, with material for the next album, that's also come to me really quite quickly as well, in a matter of days. So that's a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I can remember I've had periods, and I'm sure the other guys will say the same, where you actually dry up,
Yeah, writer's block.
Your writer's block. You can just dry up, and you don't know why. You don't know why. I know book writers have that as well sometimes,
Well,
but all good. So I've got lots of
well,
stuff.
It's powerful, it's so powerful, but probably because you did have a break, maybe that's why you didn't have writer's block. So now your batteries are super recharged,
Yeah, yeah.
But and I see when did the thing come up with Explorer One? I know about Explorer One.
Yeah, but they, I think that was again from Tony, because Tony, I did a couple of shows the year before last year, and just a couple of one-off things. And Tony came up and helped me out by obviously doing the out front mixing and stuff, And and obviously I'd known of Tony before, and it just came up. And a friend of ours, a mutual friend, Steve Golby as well, he was also instrumental in pointing that out. And it was a new entity, a new company, did things in a different way. And so I met with Paul, the head of the company, and in actual fact, it was a couple of shows with Steve was playing with Steve Harris was playing with his band British Lion.
Right.
So that was a treat. I went to Manchester and Nottingham, and Paul was there as well. So we started chatting, and it came about through that.
Okay. That's kind of what I wondered, how that all happened. And then the guys in the band, I mean, a couple of you'd been in with Priest before, and then Tony, and then the other guitar player, did he come in later?
AJ, yeah. I mean, because we live fairly close together, and I knew of him. And obviously, he's younger, but I knew his father and his uncle. I went to school with his uncle, and his uncle introduced me to AJ's band years ago, a very young band called Hostile. And so I worked and mentored those guys for a couple of albums, but, it was hard times, and they didn't obviously make it onto a label and stuff. But it's turned out good in the end, because I've been able to recruit AJ, and he's a great partner for me to work with, kind of a younger version of me, if you like,
Well, according to the video I saw, that I've seen it, that he's dynamic. He's a good asset to the band, I think. He's got that youthful power going.
I think most of the ladies will think that. So. I remember back in the day, but. He's there for his ability to play and perform, and in a way that I think works really well for me and the band. So what he does in his downtime, that's down to him.
Yeah. So anyway, I like I said, I read your book, which by the way, I mean, that was an important book to be written for several reasons, but I think you really, captured what the music is about, what it's for, and even like your background is, even though you had a tougher background than most people, even had the same socioeconomic background, and I had the same kind of background as, blue collar boomer in the shadows of the steel mills and all that. You captured the heart of what it's all about. And you said that it was about power and freedom, really. Isn't that what you said? That, metal.
Yeah. It's a unique story, really. Like, so I consider myself so fortunate to have been born exactly when I did. Because just when it was all happening, I was just around about that age, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. So I was there for the evolution of everything, that has become so important to me. So, I'm a part of it, and it's a part of me, and it's inseparable, and I do feel, totally dedicated, because as it says in the book, Shelley, that it basically saved me from being whatever else I might have been, some kind of mad criminal, delinquent, whatever, You know,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
my, the music was my salvation,
Mhm.
you know, and so I owe it a lot, you know, and it owes a lot to a lot of other people just like me, you know, the fans
Yes.
of the music that
Yes.
we love. And it's a wonderful story. And that is the whole, not hidden meaning, but it's the subject meaning behind Sermons of the Sinner. You know, it's the song, the title song
Mhm.
is is about that. The sermons, you know, it says in the song, time is running out for us. You know, things may never be the same, but the
Yes.
sermons of the sinner, they can help us rise again. In other words, the music that we know and love in that short time span, from let's say the mid 60s to, you know, 1990, for example, you know, that short window, and further. I just
Yes.
mentioned 1990 because metal itself changed to different, you know, genres of metal, you know,
Yes.
but the classic decades that we know and love so well, you know, the 70s and the 80s, you know, and parts of the 60s, we'll never see the likes again, you know. So it's kind of heads up to everybody because some of us, say some of us, you know, we're
Mhm.
losing a lot of good friends, you know, on a too often basis, and I guess that will accelerate at some point to extinction. But while
Yeah.
I'm here and we're here, and we can still produce and keep this music alive, you know, in memorandum, well, then, you know, that's what this album is all about, you know. And that's, I know that's a huge, massive statement, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
um,
Mhm.
but I feel duty bound to give everybody a heads up and say, hey guys, you know, whatever's left, you know, it's still there. You know, enjoy, be a part of it, and rejoice in the fact of even sometimes it may be fragmented, but you know, it's at some point there'll be nothing. So take basically heed the warning, you know.
Well, it's definitely a legacy for posterity, you know, that's part of what you're talking about. I know we probably don't have too much time, but the book, you're a survivor, you know, and so you're still, the book, you know, kind of showed where you get your grit and your motivation. Um, so, I mean, you're still in there now, and do you have any kind of trepidation about going on tour, or you're looking forward to it?
Absolutely, we're all ready to go. We're chomping at the bit. You
Yeah,
know, we really want to obviously get out there.
yeah.
You know, and but we know when we do, it's going to be fantastic. So we're very much looking forward to that.
Yes, and do you have any? I mean, things are opening up, obviously. Where are you planning on starting?
Yeah, it's a good question. Anywhere they'll have us, you know, that we don't have to be kept in a cage. You know,
Oh,
because obviously it's not just about the band; it's about the whole crew. So
yeah.
all of these restrictions and COVID, you know, we have to make sure that we can, you know, it's okay starting out, but we've got to complete the task. So we don't
Hmm.
want any disappointment at all. You know, we want to make sure that everybody gets a good, full dose of the metal that we can produce.
Okay, well, I know a lot of people will be looking forward to it, of course. I just wondered whether you were going to start in the UK, Europe, or come. I'm in Chicago, so you'll certainly be coming here, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, I miss the world because the world is my home. Obviously, having toured and
Yeah.
had the pleasure of being in so many places, so many times. You know, America was certainly my second home for sure. You know, I spent long periods of time in Arizona, Florida, and you know, lots of treasured memories. And so we're very much looking forward to getting out there and bringing the show to the people.
Well, fine. I'll just wrap up with just asking the current band that you had on the album. I know the drummer. Well, who will be your touring
Yeah,
band?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Les couldn't make it. He suffered an injury, so he wasn't able to obviously make the album journey with us. But Leslie said that all being well, he's definitely looking forward to joining us on stage. You know, whenever he can. So we're very much looking forward to that, and we'll play some of obviously the classic songs that Les was a part of. So that's wonderful. But obviously we have a guy that I did play some in Ripper's band for a while, with the Tremors. His name is Sean Howard from San Diego, and he's a fantastic drummer, total metalhead, totally on fire. So yeah, we're well equipped. We're all ready to go.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. We'll get out there as soon as we can, but obviously the promoters. It's all down to the promoters and the agents to get their heads together. But when we get out there, we'll keep on going for quite a long time. I'm pretty sure of that.
Have you? Have you done rehearsals? Are you in the process of rehearsals, or
no, we
is
haven't.
that waiting?
We haven't done rehearsals yet. I guess we don't want to salivate a bit too much, without actually having the gigs there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we'll wait until we get confirmation of a string of gigs, and then we'll obviously get to the rehearsal stage. But at the moment, we're very busy, obviously promoting the record. We're still making videos, new videos, which will be released shortly. More killer videos, which we're very excited about, and obviously the continuation of getting the mainstay of a second book of sermons.
Oh yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great. I know that there's somebody waiting in line to talk to you. So nice to speak to you again, and good luck. See you on tour.
Absolutely, Shelley. It's been a delight, and we'll see you when we get to Chicago. Yeah.